Well, before I get into this video, I was talking with someone that works for Silver Doctors, their bullion, entity, and I mentioned that's one of the two places I buy from. I buy from JM Bullion and I buy from SD Bullion. And he said, last month we had a few people come and actually do phone orders and say, hey, JSNIP4, I mentioned my name that I had been talking about SD Bullion or some of the deals they had or whatever. So he's like, hey, listen, we just set up a link on our site. It's just sdbullion.com/JSNIP4. He's like, if you want, put a link in your videos or something, that we're running a special this month. Anybody, I guess, can do this. And matter of fact, let me go to the actual site. Just want to share this with you. JSNIP4 special offer. Here, I'm gonna look at this. This is cool. JSNIP4 special offer. Special offer here. 10-ounce bar. Proclaim Liberty silver bar. So it's this particular bar at spot price. I'm like, wait a minute. They're giving away a 10-ounce bar at spot? Now, I thought about this for a second. Okay, 1 ounce at spot, $18.38 a spot price. So that's 10 times, it's $183, or technically 84, whatever. Or, yeah, roughly 84, call it 84, $184. Normally you got to pay spot price on each ounce, above spot price, the premium on each ounce. So I was like, holy crap, this is a pretty interesting deal. So he wanted to kind of thank me and say, look, you've sent us a few, and I mentioned this the other day, just to be truthful with everybody. He told me a while back, look, if you want to just use your name for a checkout thing, whatever, use code JSNIP4. Any new customers you send us that, you talk about us from time to time, you read some of our articles and things, and they come there and say, hey, I found you from JSNIP4. He's like, we would like to thank you, and any new customer that signs up, we'll throw you $30. So I'm going to tell you precisely what happened last month. I sent several people unknowingly that bought from SD Bullion, and he said, you have a couple bucks here waiting on you. Can you send us an invoice or something? I said, I got a better idea. And it was, I think, 120 something bucks. That is what I earned. So 3, 6, 9. I sent 4 people apparently that used my name over there last month. And he said, we want to thank you for that and throw you a bone. So I'm like, well, how about I just buy a little bit more silver? Matter of fact, I need to buy more than $120 or whatever worth. Can we just apply that to it? Absolutely. Use this specific code for yourself. When you check out, it'll deduct it. I just created it for one-time use. So I did. That is a beautiful thing, my friends. And they still have their $7.77 shipping on any and all orders, no matter what size, which is insane. So I bought, actually, it's been a while since I bought some Eagles, silver Eagles. It's one of my favorite coins to own, by the way, but it's $2.29 or so over spot versus an Indian head or something. It's like, 79 cents or whatever they're at these days. But again, it's one of the primo coins to have. So long story short, that's what I did. I used my little bonus money from SD Bullion and did that. And that's when he replied back and said, oh, here, use this link if you want. We're having a special right now. It's a JSNIP special offer only. We're giving a 10-ounce bar away at spot. Limited of one 10-ounce bar at spot per customer or household. Holy crap. That's all I have to say. So, yeah, listen, since your boy's ad revenue's down lately considerably again, if you're in the the mindset of I want to go get some more silver, again, I use JM Bullion and I use SD Bullion, and this is a special offer that's, I think, for this month only. I think. It doesn't say. I'm pretty sure he told me that, though. I'm looking at it. I think it's for this month, April. Anyways, if you're going to be in the neighborhood, those are my 2 favorite spots. Got this little deal going on. That's it. Just had to mention that. But notice how I told you, yeah, they did give me a couple of dollars because I sent people their way. I'm not trying to send people their way for a bonus. I'm trying to send people anywhere, JM Bullion, SD Bullion, anybody Bullion, get some freaking silver in your name. Whether you mention me or not, get some freaking silver. But people did mention me, and I appreciate that because you just gave me like 120 or something bucks that just went towards some more silver for myself. And I'd have been doing this anyways, which is why I love this. Just when the ads start sucking, a little bonus gets thrown my way. And I had a couple of people email me, hey man, I got a couple things, can I advertise on your channel? I heard you talk about what and I said, absolutely. And so I've actually got a conversation with 2 people right now that are going to do a little, beginning ad. And I'm going to implement it inside my video before the video starts, a little sponsor thing, whatever you want to call it. But I will tell you this up front, and you already know this. I will never, ever, ever come out here and do an advertisement like Jason 4, I approve this message, whatever sponsorship, if it's a product that I don't think is going to work. Like, I don't know about that. I don't want to mention that. That doesn't look good to me. I've actually had to turn people down in the past who've asked to put a banner on my website, or you want to do this? What are you selling? Thanks, but I'm going to pass. Appreciate it, but no thanks. I don't want to put garbage in front of my people's face just because there's a dollar sign behind it. It has to be something that I feel comfortable with. Precious metals, absolutely. Food storage and water filters and growing food and growing things, yes, etc. So sorry to rant there, or not really rant, but get off the topic. That's a fantastic deal. They made a freaking page with my thing on there for the month of April. You can get a freaking 10-ounce bar at spot. Whoa. So the article I want to talk about, though, the next subprime crisis is here. And by the way, in the description box of this video, that little JSNIP4 link to SD Bullion and whatever is in there. The next subprime crisis is here. 12 signs, not the 12 days of Christmas, 12 signs that a day of reckoning has arrived for the U.S. auto industry. Once again, boy, the Economic Collapse blog with Michael Snyder, and I haven't read anything from them in about a week or so. And funny enough, here he is, right after I got done with all the other articles about the collapsing auto industry. Michael Snyder's got something for us. In 2008, subprime mortgages almost single-handedly took down the entire financial system, and now a new subprime crisis is here. In recent years, the auto industry has been able to boost sales by aggressively pushing people into auto loans that they cannot afford. 60 month, 70 month, 72 month, 76 month, 82 months. When I got my wife's van, which she loves, it's one of the most expensive vans we've ever had, or vehicles. I don't like spending a lot of money, but we had an older van. It was starting to fall apart. It was like shutting off sometimes. I can't have this thing ever shutting off with my family in this thing. Done. Get rid of this damn thing. Trade in for a few grand towards this Chrysler Town and Country Touring Edition 2015 model. Had like 40,000 miles on it, but again, it was, instead of 39,000 like they're going for brand new, it was 23. And I looked it up on my phone, Blue Book value. Yep, okay, it's right. But I said, I don't want payments above 400 or something. Is what we said. We just don't want that. So what did they do? Instead of 60 months, how about 63 months or whatever it ended up being? Just extend it. See, you don't have to do a 5-year or 6-year or 7-year or 8-year on the money. You could do a 5-year and 3 month, 5-year and 4 month, 5 month, anything. Whatever it takes. They'll do whatever it takes to get you in that vehicle. Oh, you need to be right at 400? We'll give you a 63-month loan. Oh, okay. That's how they roll. Anyways, in recent years, the auto industry has been able to boost sales by aggressively pushing people into auto loans that they cannot afford. In particular, auto loans made to consumers with subprime credit have been accounting for an increasingly larger percentage of the market. Unfortunately, when you make loans to people that should not be getting them, eventually, a lot of those loans are going to start to go bad, And that is precisely what is happening now. This is also what happened for the housing crisis, right? It took that whole market down. And now we've got it. And as I said, there's the two most expensive things you will buy in your life: a house and then a car. And yes, you're going to have multiple cars, but it's going to be multiple times that you spend the most money you're normally ever going to spend on something aside from the house. It's the second most. And not only that, you're going to have several of them throughout your lifetime. It's a lot of money. So when those start failing, it's almost as bad as when the housing started to fail for the same reasons. And I got a sneaky suspicion, if you haven't already found out, housing's going down the tubes too. Defaults are up, bankruptcies are up, etc. So he says, unfortunately, when you make loans to people that should not be getting them, eventually a lot of those loans are going to start to go bad, and that's precisely what's happening now. Meanwhile, automakers and dealers are starting to panic as sales have begun to fall and used car prices have started to crash. If you work in the auto industry, you might remember how horrible the last recession was, and this new downturn could eventually turn out to be even worse. The following are 12 signs that a day of reckoning has arrived for the U.S. auto industry. And let me just tell you something. You know how whenever you go on a car dealer, not even necessarily not used, we're talking the new car dealers, the dealerships. And you would have thought you are a dying carcass that just dropped dead, and the freaking vultures were on standby, circling you, waiting to pounce, and they are all over you before you can even open the door. They're like helping you open your door. Hey, how you doing, sir? Hey, ma'am. Yeah, close the door for you. Hey, what can we do for you today? I was just thinking about a new car. Okay, let me. And then you're done. They take your keys. You think about trading your car? And yeah, let me have your keys. No, that's okay. I'll hang on to my own keys. We're not that far yet, because I know that trick. You'll hang on to my keys. I'll never leave here. I'll have to beg you for my keys back. And then you might give them back, or you might have lost them, and try to keep me there a little longer. No thanks. So what I'm saying is, if you think you've been surrounded badly before, the second you get in the freaking car lot and get out of your car, if you think the vultures got to you badly then, baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. Because they're going to be on you like stink, or, well, I'll just say it nicely, like stink on poo. Number 1, 7 out of the 8 largest automakers in the U.S. fell short of their sales projections in March. I'm going to open this link that he links to because I am curious. That's a Bloomberg article. Pause. Which GM, Chevy, Malibu, car makers? I want to see who. Let me pause this just so I don't keep you staring at my blank face. Let me pause this because I want to know who was the 8th. 7 out of 8. Who was the 8th one that didn't actually slump? Stand by. Okay, found it. So GM, Ford, Fiat, Chrysler, Toyota, Honda, Hyundai, Dash Kia, VW, Audi. We have actual versus estimates. Everybody was a miss except Nissan. Nissan pulled one out of the hat. Just was curious about that. And it's a Bloomberg article, and it said March was supposed to be the month U.S. auto sales rebounded from decreases in January and February. March was supposed to be it. We're going to turn this baby around. Turn this truck around, baby. Instead, ample discounts were unable to spur demand for models like GM, Chevrolet Malibu, and Ford Fusion, which are being surpassed by crossovers as the new American family vehicle of choice. Deliveries of those models each plunged by more than 35% in March. And that was supposed to be the recovery month. Automakers are approaching a slippery slope regarding incentives, said Jeff Schuster. Companies have to ratchet them up just to get that bump again. And pretty soon, you're out of room. You can't move too much. You can't move too much anymore. Yep. And this is the story for the entire economy, folks. This isn't just auto loans. It's not just the retail apocalypse, stores closing down. I heard on the way to work today or yesterday, there's an HSBC center in Brandon, Florida, not too far from where I work. HSBC in Brandon will be firing approximately 350 employees, many in the collections division and financing. Like, I'm thinking, hold on, which division are you firing? This is not the division you would expect to be fired. Collections? All that bad debt. I mean, whoa, they're firing the wrong people. But anyways, it's happening. Recession 2.0, it is officially here, my friends. Number 2, overall, U.S. auto sales so far in 2017 have been described as a disaster despite record spending on consumer incentives by automakers. Yeah, listen, GM, about you joining the ad boycott on YouTube, you need to get those ads rolling, my friend. You didn't look too well here recently. And now you're going to jump ship when you need to be advertising. Like I said, and I still stand by my statement. I could be wrong. I'll say it. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. The YouTube ad boycott should not last too much longer. These companies must put their product in front of your face so that you go out and spend. And now the numbers across the board everywhere are sucking and sucking harder. And then it was supposed to be rebound month, March, according to them. Sucked even harder. And we're boycotting advertisement to make a stance. How long do you think that's going to go on for? They need to put those ads in front of your face and in a hurry, my friends. So just stand by a little bit longer, and I think the money will come rushing back in. Number 3, dealer inventories are now at the highest level that we have seen since the last financial crisis. Why this is so troubling is because there are a whole lot of unsold vehicles just sitting there doing nothing, and this is becoming a major financial problem for many dealers. Keep in mind, dealers must get rid of their inventory. They have little rules they got to follow with the manufacturer, GM, whatever. And if these vehicles sit for this much period of time and it's not sold, they get docked, they get hit, there's fees and penalties and all kinds of crap. So I wonder if they're going to back off on that. Listen, we know it's like a massive recession taking place in the auto industry. We're not going to hit you guys so far like we used to. If something sits on your lot for 90 days, 6 months, we're going to give you a break now. Or else we're not going to have any dealerships left. So yeah, we're going to have to back off on that. Number 4, it now takes an average of 74 days before a dealer is able to sell a new vehicle. This number is also the highest that it has been since the last financial crisis. I wonder if we're going to have Cash for Clunkers 2.0. Cash for Clunkers, step right up. Number 5, not only is Ford projecting that sales will fall this year, they're expecting that sales will fall in 2018 as well. Number 6, used vehicle prices are already starting to decline and decline dramatically. As I discussed yesterday, number 7, he says, Morgan Stanley is projecting that used car prices could crash by up to 50% over the next 4 or 5 years. JSNIP 4, buddy, just hang in there. You want that damn 2010 or newer police Chevy Tahoe, former police vehicle, known as a PPV, police pursuit vehicle? Well, yes, I do. They're going for around 11 to 12K. Yep. Just hang in there. There's going to be some fire sales. If not, and you want to get the newer model Nissan Leaf, which is a 2017, which now does 200 miles instead of 100, fully electric, you know they're leasing those out, and they're going to sell those things on the market for a massive loss. Just hang in there. Maybe you get a fully electric 200-mile vehicle per charge for pennies on the dollar. But I really like that police Tahoe. It looks badass to me. I really want one. But man, it's hard to look at electric vehicle, which is pennies to charge up, cents to charge up per hour. But you can only go 200 miles. However, we have the van. We need to go further, take the van. I'm going to be sitting here saying, decisions. Remember when I said a few years ago, guys, we're going to get these massive discounts? Today's the day. I'm ready to buy either the Tahoe or the Chevy Leaf. I just can't make up my mind. There's such good deals. You know what? I bought my house with silver, paid for it in cash because the silver prices have exploded, no debt. I'm going to buy both. I'm going to be a big shot. I'm going to buy both now because of I'm following my own advice that I gave everybody all these years and is now paid off. Silver has skyrocketed. House is paid for. Everything's paid for. I'm going to go ahead and buy both of them just because I can. Actually, I don't know if I'd really do that. Just trying to make a point. Number 8. Right now, more than 1 million Americans are behind on their payments on their auto loans. This is something, tell me if this sounds shocking, that has not happened since, get ready for this, since the last financial crisis. Number 9, 2017, in 2017, U.S. consumers are more underwater on their auto loans than they have ever been before. You see how I'm using these phrases? I'm not making them up. Never before done, higher than ever before, longer than ever before, underwater more than... Like I said, I think yesterday, in 2008, a brand new, beautiful pickup truck, brand new off the lot, approximately $28,000. Fast forward to 2017, $55,000 for basically the same damn truck. And rather than come to reality and lower the price where it needs to be, we'll just extend and pretend. You need an 80-month lease or a loan, 80 month instead of 60. We got you covered. Oh, well, now I can afford it because the payments are actually good. Gosh, the payments are better than if I was paying a 5-year on the $28,000. Or the same, you know. Wow. Boy, oh boy. We're in trouble, guys. Number 10, subprime auto loans. Losses have soared to their highest level since the last financial crisis. And the delinquency rates on those loans have risen to the highest level that we have seen since the last financial crisis. By now, I am sure that you are starting to notice a pattern in these data points, he says. And number 11, at this moment, approximately 200 billion has been loaned out by auto lenders to consumers. $200 billion has been loaned out by the auto lenders to consumers with subprime credit. You know why? For the same reason I gave you years ago. I said you're going to see all these people with these great credit scores after 2008 who now suck in the pool of good creditors we want to loan to, don't exist anymore, and we are financial institutions and we are companies that sell things in which people have to get a loan to buy. We need them to buy. We will do anything to get them to buy. So the whole industry, we will lower the bar of creditworthiness to get these people back in here. Maybe they've gotten jobs. Maybe they're back past their down point in life and they've got money now and they found a good job. And I know they're subprime, but maybe they learned their lesson. Yeah. Only to find out, see the last thing, subprime failures are back up above levels, back to levels not seen since the last crisis. And there's $200 billion in loans to people, many of which who are going to be defaulting. They already are. Oh, Donald Trump, my man. You've got your work cut out for you, my friend. And it's not his fault, but ooh. And finally, number 12, just like with subprime mortgages in the run-up to the last financial crisis, subprime auto loans have been bundled together and sold as securities to investors. And just like last time around, this time has turned out to be a recipe for disaster. Many auto loans, including those considered subprime, are securitized and sold to investors. But Morgan Stanley recently reported that the share of auto securities tied to deep subprime loans, those given to borrowers with the FICO credit score below 550, has risen from 5.1% in 2010 to 32.5% today. It said defaults on those bonds have risen significantly in the past 5 years. My credit score wasn't even that low. And I stopped making payments on my house for 5 years straight, fought the bank, settled with them. They were going to foreclose on it, fought that. agree to the settlement. I have a foreclosure on my record. I had. And then I had them sell the foreclosure or the note to another company after we already settled. And then that company started reporting me to the credit bureau saying I'm a deadbeat and I'm not making my payments and I'm behind 60 days, 120 days. And I had to file a dispute. I filed a dispute. Excuse me. My credit's already hit from Bank of America. And I have a settlement agreement, which is now attached to this communication to you. That second guy can't hit me up twice. You can't double dip on my credit for one item. It's already been knocked because of Bank of America. You can't go and do that. Got a letter back. It's still unsettled, unfounded or not unfounded, pending for the following reasons. And there were no reasons. Then I got a letter a week later. We've looked at this, and the items in question don't exist, so we can't do anything about it. Matter of fact, is it here? Oh, here we go. I still have it on my desk. I might frame this on the wall. Thank you for contacting TransUnion. Our goal is to maintain complete and accurate information on consumer credit reports. We have provided the following information below in response to your request regarding dispute status. Based on the information provided to TransUnion, our records show that the information you disputed does not currently appear on your TransUnion credit report. Well, how could that be? I copied and screenshotted and printed it out and sent it to you. What do you mean it doesn't exist? So I log into my account. Gone. Gone. Bank of America, gone completely. The new guys, gone completely. Credit score, plus 173 points. From 591, 670 something. I forget what the exact number. What? I disputed it. They got wind of it, of course, because all parties get notified. And they just said, oh, let's just take it off his credit report completely. So what I'm telling you is even when I had the double dipping of Bank of America and Carrington Mortgage Home Services, both reporting bad for the same thing on my account, which is not right. Can't do that. I was still at a 591. So super deep subprime, those below 550, meaning you should never deserve a loan the rest of your flipping life. Step right up, 32.5% these days. We're going to give 1 out of 3 new car purchases are super duper deep subprime. Oh my God. Does this not end well, my friends? Wow. I am JSNIP4 and I am actually shocked. I didn't know that stat, and that just blew myself away.